Hello everyone, Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching. I have another Monday quarterback video for you. I'm going to play the entirety of this video without any interruption, and then I'll go back and talk about things that are going on to better explain what's going on, and talk about things that I think that were done right and or done wrong. Without further ado, here we go.
I'm Captain Valerie Littlejohn with the Office of Media Relations. We want to provide an update in regards to a recent officer-involved shooting. In the early morning hours on February 1st, Officer Megan Gaither was on patrol in the area of Northwest 122nd and Rockwell when a car passed her going the opposite direction at a high rate of speed. Officer Gaither turned her car around in order to make a traffic stop on the speeding vehicle. She saw the car turn into a neighborhood near Northwest 122nd and County Line Road. When she drove into the neighborhood, Officer Gaither noticed the car she was trying to stop had crashed into a large mound of dirt. As Officer Gaither was stepping out of her patrol car, she perceived a threat, at which time she fired one shot.
Get out of the car! Get out of the car!
Okay.
Are you the only one?
No, it's my brother. It's my brother.
Put your hands out the window!
Okay, I don't need to.
Put your hands out the window!
630 miles out.
Passenger, put your hands out the window!
Yes, ma'am.
We're gonna stay like this till somebody else gets here. Do not move. Do you understand? I got one driver, one passenger. Driver, slowly step out. Step out. Back to me, hands in the air.
Nobody was hit by the gunfire. The occupants of the car were taken into custody, interviewed by detectives, and ultimately released pending further investigation. Officer Gaither has been placed on routine administrative leave. We are still in the early stages of the investigation, and it will take time to complete.
Okay.
I'm Captain Valerie Littlejohn with the Office of Media Involved Shooting. In the early morning hours, February 1st, Officer Megan Gaither was on patrol in the area of Northwest 122nd and Rockwell when a car passed her going the opposite direction at a saw the car turn into a neighborhood near Northwest 122nd and County Line Road. When she drove into the neighborhood, Officer Gaither noticed the car she was trying to stop had crashed into a large mound of dirt. As Officer Gaither was stepping out of her patrol car, she perceived a threat, at which time she fired one shot.
So they do not specify what the perceived threat was.
Get out of the Get out of the car! Get out of the car!
Okay.
Are you
So I don't know. You can't see anything. The distance is too far. The camera's a little too grainy looking. It is interesting that once that shot has fired, she points it directly down at the ground.
Get out of the car! Get out of the car!
Okay.
Are you the only one?
No, it's my brother. It's my brother.
That almost makes me. It's hard. It almost makes me think that maybe that shot wasn't 100% intentional. I don't know. Like when I first saw it, it stuck out to me. Like, why would you fire and then point the gun directly at the ground like that? So it almost made me think that that was a negligent discharge, and she didn't mean to fire that first round, and then quickly recognized the error of firing a round when not intended to, and then point it directly at the ground. That was just my first initial thought. But again, like, you can't see with any clarity of what's up there. The human eye can see better than what this camera can see. It's a little too grainy. You can't even make out the guy's face. All it is a blur at this point. So it could have been that he was getting out of the car and he had a cell phone in his hand, and it resembled like an object that could be shaped like a gun. And from this distance, all she could see was a little black object in his hand. That could be what the perceived threat was, but we don't know. We can't see from this camera angle, and they don't specify. They just say a perceived threat, and that is a realistic possibility. There have been, under stressful conditions, people who have had a cell phone in their hand and it came out quick, or people that had a wallet in their hand and it came out quick, and police perceived that to be a threat, and they fired because all they could see is a quick movement and a hand coming out with this dark colored object in it. No, and you cannot expect an officer to wait 5 seconds to determine whether or not exactly what that thing is. Because if it is a gun and they pause, well, then that person can easily continue to pull that thing out and point it at the officer's face and shoot him in the face. When people make quick, sudden movements and they have dark colored objects in their hands that from a distance could be a gun, yeah, a split-second decision is going to be made. Life or death. So if it was something that he had in his hand as he's trying to get out of this car, then yeah, that she would be completely justified in using deadly physical force towards him, because she was in fear for her life at this point. If she could see something that was in his hand that she thought maybe was a weapon.
Put your hands out the window.
Okay, I don't need to.
Put your hands out the window.
I like how she moves to cover. She wants to put as much distance, or not much as much distance, but she wants to put as much material between her and the threat as possible. And she does the right thing and move into the rear of the vehicle. From the outside of the front of the vehicle, the grill, headlights, etc., radiator, engine fan, engine block, firewall, dashboard components and area, seats, cage, seats, trunk wall, objects in trunk, outside the trunk area. That's a lot of material for a bullet to try and make it through. And it's not going to go through that damn engine block. I can guarantee you that. This door, not a great place to be behind. Not at all. A little .22 long rifle can easily punch through the entire door. And in fact, it can easily punch through this entire door and punch through the other door. Just a little .22 long rifle. Seen it and done it. The best place is to stack pillars. Put as much vehicle in between you and the threat as possible. And that's what she does, and she does it right. Here's the downside to adding a Christmas tree to your fucking patrol car. When you add all these damn lights, it now makes it more difficult for you when you have to go to the rear of the vehicle and take cover. This is a lot of shit messing with your vision. Light bars Now, LED light bars, these are more than enough lighting. More than enough lighting. These things are freaking bright. In fact, I think some of them are too damn bright. I think they're at a dangerous level of brightness. They're so fucking bright. Like some of these damn light bars will blind the shit out of you when you're trying to drive down the road. So these light bars are more than enough lighting. There's no need to put all these deck lights here in the back and then put the license plate lights on there and then all this other shit. Like, that's totally unnecessary. The LED light bars that we have available to us today, more than enough lighting power. Back in the day when, oh hell, you know what, honestly, back in the day when all we had was rotator light bars, the freaking, the old Street Hawk and the Excalibur light bar, those were more than enough as well. Those provided sufficient amount of lighting, enough warning power. And I get it. I guess I was kind of the one to fall victim to, adding a bunch of lights and stuff like that. Or liking a bunch of lights on there. But after a while, you start to realize all these lights, they're not helping any. They're actually hurting. They don't offer anything better other than they kind of make the car look cool. But that's it. That's all they do. Is they just kind of make them look cool. Functionality wise, trying to take cover behind the car and you got a whole fucking Christmas tree right in front of you, blinking all kinds of lights. Shit. That's a lot of light to deal with.
Passenger, put your hands out the window!
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
We're gonna stay like this till somebody else gets here.
I don't have a problem with this decision right here. Having them stay where they're at until backup gets there. No, not a problem with that whatsoever, because she is alone. She is in a more remote area. The minute she gets one to come out of the vehicle and then go down to the ground, can she safely approach that person and cuff them? No. Not at all. The other person could jump out. The person she's trying to cuff could start fighting. And while she's wrestling with this guy, the other person could get out. Could she have had them both come out of the vehicle? Potentially, yeah. But what if they took off running in two separate directions? Or they said, hey, it's just one girl. Let's take her. And one went to the driver's side of the vehicle and one went to the passenger side of the vehicle coming towards her. What if there was a third or fourth person in there and she gets these two people out? I have no problem with her having them stay where they're at and her stay here behind cover until backup gets there. Pretty good move.
Not move! Do you understand? I got one driver, one passenger. Driver, slowly step out! Step out! Back to me, hands in the air!
Nobody was hit by the gunfire. The occupants of the car were taken into custody, interviewed by detectives, and ultimately released pending further investigation.
So I don't know why they were just simply released. I would hope that they were charged with something. I mean, especially like reckless driving, evading, something.
Interviewed by detectives and ultimately released pending further investigation. Officer Gaither has been placed on routine administrative leave.
But for whatever reason, they said they ended up releasing him. Not much to this video. There's not a whole lot. It's really short, but there's still some learning value out of it. If you like what you hear and see, go ahead and give me a like and a share. If you have not already, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more Monday quarterback videos. Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense, thank you for watching.